Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Check it out. It's a nice evening range test finally for the Air 3S. This will be kind of neat. We're going to see the light range of the camera when it's kind of darker like this, and just going to have some fun. This is the only time of day back in paradise here where it is super calm. This is where I did the Mavic 3 range test. It is the exact same spot, I believe, with this little tree right here. This little dead tree up here. So see how far this thing gets, and hopefully it can come back. Here we go. We gotta launch right away because we're burning battery. I'm just gonna do a software launch here.
Home point updated.
I will be recording my screen. Let's do a takeoff and get up there right away.
Updated.
Okay, here we go. Whoa! See you later, Mavic. All right, so we're just flying straight out. What are we in normal mode right now? So we'll just be flying out in normal mode. And I'm just headed like kind of, man, this is beautiful out here, but I'm just gonna kind of head straight for that island off in the distance and just keep it up here pretty high. As you can see, there we go. See how we can see the ground there? Just kind of skimming the ground pretty close. So this is the camera in low light, just spectacular. While we're flying out, I'll do a few things. And that will be what? That will be take a short little video. Let's go ahead and click on that sunset, get it in focus. And I just want to do a short little 4K 30 video for you, just so you can see what's up. This is a normal mode range test. I want to do a sport mode as well, so stay tuned to the channel and subscribe if you want to see also a sport mode range test, okay? Because that's going to be spectacular as well. So I want to keep things pretty low and just straight out here. Okay, I'm going to turn a little bit to the left, I think, just to kind of go right in between those lights, and so everything's cool and we're not going over too many structures. So, you know, as usual, just my normal controller. This is the RC2 controller with the screen, as you can see in the beginning of the video. And I'm just basically pointing it straight at the drone, you know, with the antennas up, so they're perpendicular. So we can kind of see everything that's going on. All right. So I think this is going to be a really just peaceful range test. You know, nothing special's going on here. Whoops, I want to stop this recording. That's going to use up some power. Whoops, stop that. We're already at 92%. So this battery, just to let you guys know, has been sitting for a day. So what I usually do for range tests is I charge it up just before the range test, just so it has the best battery charge and density. I notice with DJI batteries, if they're sitting for a few days, they might go down a few percent. It did say 100% when we first started, so maybe we'll be okay, but let's tilt that gimbal up. Remember, this is the Air 3S that has OcuSync 4 technology, so I'm expecting to have some really exceptional range, kind of like the other OcuSync 4 crafts, where the drone is going to definitely run out of power before the range is exhausted. So this is just beautiful, man. Look at this sunset. And this is something cool I like to do, since this is such a long range test, I like to do kind of multiple things while we're doing this. And I believe the wind is coming at me. If you look at that compass on the bottom left over here, I'm going to just kind of switch around. There's the obstacle avoidance cameras. Isn't that cool? So you can look at those cameras. They're actually on the drone, and you can look around and you can check out each of them, as well as the down-facing one. Isn't that kind of neat? And let's go back to our compass. I'm hoping the light isn't on. Let me turn that off. Whoops. There's the gimbal to go straight down. See how that works? That's the left bottom C1 button. The C2 button will bring us our auxiliary light. So I'm going to turn it off now, and then I'll turn it back on to auto because it might be trying to be on since it's low light. But what I was talking about is, see that compass, and then you see that blue. A lot of you guys that follow my channel know about this, but you see that blue kind of see-through blue there, you know? You see that? That's actually what's happening with the drone and the wind. So how high are we? 326 feet. Why did it go up so high? Huh. I didn't bring it up that high. That's strange. It's been going up on its own, guys. Unless DJI can now read the ground height. That's interesting. Look at this. Maybe they enabled it. I haven't been pushing it up like that. That's crazy. 341. You see how it's actually gaining altitude? That's weird. That's supposed to be from my launch position. So I don't know what's going on there. So I want to kind of pull it down a bit. That's a bit high. You know, pull it down. What I was going to try to show you guys is, so the drone kind of moving around on the left of the compass is the wind kind of hitting it. I'm going to pull all the way down and kind of let it, whoops. Okay, obstacle sensing, failures, ambient light too low. Okay, so if you guys are also wondering how these obstacle sensors work, I am doing also, I have a flight test that's going to be up as well to see how low of a light it can avoid obstacles. But that was really strange. It just kept going up. And now I'm kind of pulling down. This is interesting. I'm pulling down and it doesn't want to go down anymore. I'm pulling all the way down on the controller and I'm getting no downward movement from the drone. So it's stuck at 329 and I don't know why. Maybe this is a precaution in low light. It's going to stay up that high. So, oh well, we can't bring it down. So we'll just let that go. While we're up here, I want to try a few things. What I was trying to get at. See, ambient light, it's having obstacle avoidance sensor malfunctions. That's weird. You'll be seeing that on the screen I'm recording. If you hold on the screen, I'm holding my finger, you can actually move the gimbal a little bit left and right. See that? I'm just dragging my finger and holding it. And then you can also go up and down with your finger. So you don't get much left and right, but at least as you're flying forward or whatever you want to do, you can adjust that a little bit. That's kind of cool. I do want to go into photo mode. So I'm just going to, while I'm pushing forward on the stick, let's go in photo mode. Excuse me. I know a lot of you guys are going to be saying, why don't you put it in cruise control? I could, yeah, but you know, I just want to, it's nice and warm right now and I just want to have my finger on the controller. So I just clicked on the sunset horizon there and let's take a photo. Just to kind of make this range test a little bit more entertaining. I don't believe this has like a night shot. So it's just doing what it can. I have the camera in all auto and it's just going to do what it can to take these pictures. So let's just take a couple more. Maybe we'll do a kind of like a partial horizon shot like that. Let's let it auto balance and then take one. Going out to the coast here. Let's see if we can make it to the water, right? What I should have done is turned off obstacle avoidance. 73% sensing system. Yeah, I don't know. Should I or should I just leave it? I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it. Downward obstacle and rear are not working because, oh, that's interesting. You know how there's more light in the front of it right now because that's where the sunset is. You see that little white thing on the top where I just clicked? Above that is the obstacle sensing indicators, and the downward is off and the back and left are off, apparently because of the light, the low light. So it still has the front and the right on. Now that's kind of interesting. Let's see if we can do a photo here. There we go. Just this nice, beautiful orange type of photo. Getting that. And that's, guys, I'm looking at it with my own eyes in the sky over there, and that's exactly how it looks. Beautiful. Just those colors are immaculate. Let's try one of these, get a little higher up. Hit that. So just for entertainment value, I mean, that's not going to use much, you know, power at all. Just taking pictures, of course, is going to use more if you're running video. That's why I don't want to run the video. So just going straight out. Now it only has the front and upward obstacle avoidance working. Remember that little meter on the top right? By the way, check out our distance, 18,000 feet. And I'll have had these popping up now. I think that's close to 3 miles we've gone so far. So just fantastic. I mean, we're going to get way the heck out here. We might not make it to the ocean, but I wonder if I should. Let me just hold the stick forward, click on the options here, and turn off obstacle avoidance. Let's see if that does anything. Maybe that'll give us a little more power. So I just turned all that off just so it's not trying to possibly use the processor to check for things. RC signal, I just saw it go down to maybe 2 bars. And then I just held it up a little bit, like literally a foot higher. And look, we're back to 5 bars, full RC signal. So if I hold it down to my chest, you see that, how that difference is? It's losing 1. Hold it up literally a foot and turn it to the left a little and we're at 5. That's pretty amazing. And I think there's some wind coming at me, but you never know. I mean, I'm looking at that bottom left compass and it's just pretty much flat. You can tell the drone is pitched forward a little bit because that blue line is a little higher than center level. So that means that that horizon is pitched forward just a tad. Weird. That's interesting how I'm seeing some things in the compass it thinks it sees. Who knows, maybe birds or something. 332 feet, so definitely it's not knowing where the ground is because it's probably a little higher than that right now, but we're going out to the coast, guys. Let's see if we can make it. Let's see how far we can get. Should we do some zooming and stuff? Let's try it. I mean, yeah, using a little bit of a power, but let's just try some zooming for entertainment value. And a lot of you guys that know where I am know what those islands are. And why don't you comment, see if you can guess what they are. Let's take some photos here while we're here. So that's just beautiful. So this is just the standard camera, right? The wide angle. Let's switch to the telephoto camera. There we go. Look at that. Very interesting. Let's take a couple of shots of this. This is the minimal of the telephoto. Take a shot there, and then we'll zoom in a little bit. Wow. Ah, you can see the light on the island out there. Look at that.
Battery level is low. Aircraft will return to the home point
Canceling
in 10
it.
seconds.
Woo, do we want to cancel it? I don't know. I'm doing it anyway. I think I'm going to turn.
Battery. Return to home promptly.
It wants me to return to home. I think I want to return to home at about 55, and we'll play it a little bit safe because we are 1, 2, 3, 4. Gosh, we're like 5 miles out there, man. I think I'm going to return at 55, okay, guys? Just in case there's a little bit of wind. That's not in my favor. Let's see how high we can go. There's a big star up there. Look at that. Beautiful. That looks like the West Star. Yeah, that's due west, so that's the West Star up there. Starting to get closer. 57%. I'm going to turn around at 55, and we'll let this thing come home. I can click on this warning to make it go away. I'm pretty confident with this craft. Remember, my Mavic 3 was exceptional, the way it came back and everything. Let's keep shooting pictures and have those up, because this is just beautiful. Just phenomenal. 56. Okay, when it turns to 55, I'm going to turn around. 31,200, and let's just get to 32,000 feet. Okay, guys, ready, set, go. Turn around.
Return to home.
Okay, I'm just doing the automated return to home. Here we go. So it's not going to go up any further, obviously. But geez, our arrow is orange. Yikes. Okay, so we might need to push this home a bit. So this might be kind of sketchy. We'll see. Getting a little bit nervous, but I have confidence in these crafts. If you turn around a little over 50, especially, if you're not sure how the wind is moving, you know, I think we're going to be okay. Let me just get this camera. There we go. So you can see the entrance on this drone when it comes in. So we're coming back. I mean, I know I was talking about a lot of stuff, guys, but we're coming back at 22 to 23 miles per hour. And I think that's what we were going out in normal. I didn't even look at that. I was so nervous. Let's just get a snapshot of this side of the mountain. And if you know where I used to live, this is, oh, and it turned the sensors back on. Okay, see up there on the top right? These sensors are now on the front. Interesting. So even in this low light, it has the sensors on in the front. That's amazing. 27 satellites up on the top right. Forward sensors are on only. They're going to come on automatically so it doesn't hit something. On its way back, I think I have a breeze. I don't know, it's hard to tell. It feels like it's blowing right at me, like in the front of me. So it should have a tailwind. But if you look at that compass, it looks now like it's having a tailwind from the back right. I think, would that be the back right? I don't know. You see that blue line is a little bit, that horizon is not as level as it was coming out. So we shall see. 46%. We still have a yellow column. And what this means, guys, this is just a virtual column. And, you know, it took the home point of where it launched from. And if it thinks it's going to be risky to have enough battery power to come back, it's going to give you an orange. If it thinks it probably can't make it, it's going to give you a red line. So we have an orange at least, so we should be okay, but you never know with some wind gusts or how things are happening out there. But we're close to sea level, so you know, it's probably around 70 degrees out right now, maybe 69-ish. And we are in the tropics, so I'm not going to worry too much about the battery. But as usual, it's just always a little bit scary. Let's mute this. Hit mute there. I should have done that a little sooner, but For those of you, it just does that. And that's the only way you can turn it off with this controller, is you just drag down from the top and mute it. But remember, it shuts off all audio. So be careful of leaving that on. You got to turn it off. You got to turn it back on if you want to have those notifications again. Because I've done it where I've done this and then the next flight I forgot to turn it on and I wanted to hear those notifications and I was like, how come there's no notifications? And I had it off. So you have to unmute it when you're ready to fly again and you want it. Anyway, I think we're going to be okay. I mean, 40, let's pitch this camera down and see if we can get any ground visibility. It just got a little bit too dark now. So all we're seeing is the lights on the side of the mountain. So for those of you who are wondering, this camera is not messed up. It's because that mountain slopes down to the left. You can see the lights are all like the ground level and they're sloping down. So the camera is level, but the mountain's sloping. So we're looking good. I mean, 38%. Man, we really got out there though. And that was quick too. I mean, time flies when you're talking, but geez, man. I mean, we got out there, what were we, like 38,000 feet? I don't know. I'll have the milestones, like, you know how I usually do. Each mile I hit, I'll go ahead and put the mileage, footage, and the kilometers up for you guys. And then I'll have the total at the very end that I went, so you guys know, exactly what you can expect for this thing. And remember the temperatures. So temperatures, elevation. So I'm literally probably, I don't know, 1,000 feet above sea level where we launched from around here. And the temperature is we probably launched at 70 degrees. This is the tropics, so it doesn't get much colder than this unless there's a storm. But anyway, guys, returning home. I know this part's probably going to be kind of boring because there's not too much to look at, but I like to be thorough on these tests. And we're coming back at 26 to 27 miles per hour, kind of sticking at 26 and a half, 26.8. And I think, did I take a picture of this? Let's take one more. While we're coming back, we might as well see if we can do some zooming. So if you have it in return to home, you can't do anything except pitch the gimbal up and down like this with the left roller as far as moving the drone, okay? But what you can do is you can still mess with all your zooming. Let's see if we can still mess with, let's zoom all the way in on this level. Click the lights, try to focus in. And then let's try to do, while we're zoomed into 2.9 times, let's try to do that finger gimbal movement. Oh, cool, yeah, we can still do it. But it wants to push me back. Did you see that? It went back automatically to its center line. It let me look briefly, but even if I hold it, it goes back. Oh, good, the line turned green. So now it thinks it's gonna have enough to come back. That's excellent. Let's try the telephoto. So clicking on that 3 on the right, that's gonna really zoom us in. And let's try to zoom even more into these lights. That's where it thinks we are here. Right down there, just coming back nice and easy. And you'll notice that it gets a little bit blurry, especially at low light at night. You can see some cars over there. Let's try this screen gimbal movement to the right. Oh, it slowly is coming back on its own, even though I held it. Whoops. Don't want to do a tracking test right now. Let's go to the left. I like how it snaps back to center on return to home though. That's kind of cool. Let's zoom back out. So you guys are probably hearing, you probably see that car's lights right behind me going down the road. That's because I'm just on the side of a road right now doing this. Let's go back to a 1 times. And now you can really see how far away we are from our destination. But so far so good. That was fantastic, man. That was beautiful. Just getting some beautiful sunset shots. And, you know, we're not in any danger. We didn't fly over any houses. There's no aircraft in the area whatsoever. So these will tell you too, if you have that aircraft detection on in the settings, it'll tell you if there's an aircraft nearby, and you can land it. So nobody's in danger with this flight, as usual, as with all my flights, you know. Well, if you start doing stuff that's really reckless and flying over cities and, you know, just start doing crazy stuff, that's not smart. But pushing the limits like this in a safe manner, I don't see anything wrong with it. Let me see if I turn on that bottom light, if I can see it out there. Enabled? Disable? Nope. So not seeing the drone yet. Still about 2 miles away, just a little bit under 2 miles. 23%. Ooh. Now I'm starting to sweat a little, but we have a green virtual line, and that means it thinks it can make it back. So I'm not gonna stress out too much. I mean, stressing out too much is not good for anybody, but yeah. So hopefully you guys will be able to see that. I just have the camera set up kind of behind me so you can see when I bring it in and it comes in for a landing. Whoops, I just pressed the C1 to get that camera down. Light off, light on. Yeah, no drone yet. Let's put it on auto. I'm gonna put it on auto, and it looks like it's gonna enable it when it's low light no matter what. I keep thinking that West Star is the drone, but it's not. It's still quite a ways away. So I'm gonna leave that auxiliary light on so when it comes in we can kind of see it. And I'm just gonna catch it by hand. I did launch it on my backpack, but I think I want to catch it by hand. We'll see how kind of close it gets to us. And that auxiliary light is super bright, you know, so that's going to be easy to spot. We're just approaching a little over a mile away. 5,280 feet is a mile, and we're at 5,500 just now. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my, nope, I wasn't going to put my glasses on, but I'm not going to do that because they're in the bag and my camera is sitting on the bag. 17%, guys. Forward obstacle avoidance is still working. So if we have enough power, what I might do is just see if it can, you know, at this low, super low light, see if it'll like run into me. You know, if we have a little bit of power left. And I think we are. 16%. It's going to be close though. This is going to be a close one, guys. Low battery returning to home. I'm looking at the elevation, and once that starts to drop, I'm going to start to get a little bit nervous. And I'm going to want to keep that thing up, right? And it'll start trying to do that around, I think, 10%. And if it does that, you can still hold the craft up. You can until a certain point, like even below 0, you can still kind of steer it where you want to go. Oh, I see it. I see its green light. Awesome. Okay. Let's get this camera here and see if we can. Wow, that. I'm using the DJI Osmo 3 Pocket 3 to record my audio and, you know, what probably part of the view you're seeing right now. And look at that light floor. That low light is great. See the drone out there blinking? So I'll have the Pocket 3 up now so you can kind of see that. See where the drone's coming. It's right next to that West Star. Beautiful. And it is coming in. We have 11% left. We'll just let it do what it needs to do. And we'll try to get this on video. I'm surprised it's so high. Usually the auto return efficiency would have been a little bit lower. So now it's going to drop. Also have that screen for you. Once it reaches that, boom, it turned the camera down on its own. And it's going to drop. That's funny because I don't see the bottom light on. Auxiliary light. It'll probably turn on. Watch this, guys. It's on auto, I believe. Geez, 9%. Wow. I'm gonna back it up a little bit. Or go forward a bit. So we don't hit that tree. Oh, there you go. See that? Wow. Just turned on its auxiliary light. Oh man, amazing. And then we have an unsafe area. So here's what I'm gonna try to do. While we have this auxiliary light on, I'm gonna see if that front obstacle avoidance still kind of works. Wow, let's go forward a bit. No, everything is off, probably because it's also, yeah, that will just hit me if I let it. Fantastic. So we're at 6%. Let's get this thing landed. I'm just gonna grab it here and flip it over. See this? There we go. So I just grabbed the thing, flipped it, and once it reaches like a 90, it'll just stop the propellers. Just gotta be very careful. You're not hitting those propellers. Wow, guys, let's get this down here and let's talk about that flight. That was fantastic. You guys saw it yourself. It was nice and calm, maybe a little bit of wind out there, a little bit closer to the ocean out there, but we went far with this thing, and that's what these drones can do. Just incredible. You know, you can trust them, and if you have that AR return to home line on, it really tells you if it thinks it's going to make it or not. I remember doing the Neo test and it was red when I went too far. Remember, I had to land just barely outside my launch zone, so it just barely made it back even though it was red. So this one, no problem coming home. We had 5% left. I think that was a pretty good, pretty extreme range test, not as extreme as I've done before. I've done below zero sometimes, and those get really risky. Just to let you know, I just gave away one of these Air 3S's. If you want to join something where you can win an item, go ahead and check out down below in the description where you can get this Air 3S and also some of the stuff that you can win in my drawings. I have a bunch of stuff that should be up monthly. Get your hands on something cool that I review, and I always send them with a personal note. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked that range test of the Air 3S. That was pretty epic in my book. Another one to rack up on the epicness scale. And I really enjoyed that, and I love doing it with you. It's just fun, relaxing, and I think this was a really nice, relaxing one. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.